Hey everybody, happy holidays. Just a little equipment slash cage maintenance update. I know we've done this a million times and you guys have been good. Just figure we're doing a little video, we might as well do this. This is how the cages should look at the end of your lesson upstairs. Home plate, tee on top of it, baseball bucket, softball bucket. Lid should be on it if we have them. Any extra equipment like a tee in the back there, right? A lot of people do this backwards. Not that big a deal, but hey, we might as well all do it right. Got the softball bucket with the green tape, same thing over here. It looks nice and neat. Also, something new that we're gonna do up here at the back end of cage 5, we're gonna have a storage area for all extra things that you may need to do your lesson. Right now, we're gonna have extra baseballs, extra softballs, home plate, balance beams, ladder, extra tees, Incrediballs, towels for pitching. If there's anything else that you'd like to see at that station to help with your lessons, please let us know. But if you use any of those items, please put them back at the end of your lesson. Stop your lesson soon enough so that we can keep things clean and safe and maintained. So real quick, we talked about cages upstairs. There's no storage down here backup wise, but just want to one more time elaborate how this should look. Every cage should have a basket over home plate, handle back here, not up here, on a bucket with a tee on top of it. If there's baseballs here, it should be a bucket with green tape for softballs, and the opposite way, if it's softballs, it should be baseballs underneath, okay? Also, one other thing I want to point out, when we're doing ground balls or defensive work for kids in the small cages, it's tough, and we definitely do a good job of making the best of our space, but too many times I'll see this, and you're hitting kids ground balls or doing drills with them. Please take the time, a little extra time, to either move this to the back of the cage, or if there's nobody in the cage next to you, to move it clearly out of the way. Let's eliminate any hazards that we possibly can to keep things safe. Thank you. And if you'd help pick stuff off of the ground, it'd be helpful if I could get my old butt down there to do it. You younger guys could do it. We do vacuum daily, but it just seems to accumulate debris every day. A little picking here and there will help. So onto the field. Same setup as in the cages down here where you have the basket. We got the basket on top of the home plate, handle back here, tee on top of a softball bucket, because there's almost always going to be baseballs in here, and the mat. Okay, and when we transition, which I'll get into in a minute, when we transition back and forth from baseball to soccer or lacrosse, we have to remove these mats because we can't have kids hitting in the same space all the time without these mats. They'll wear through our turf and then it gets all patchy. Okay, then the new area, thanks to Verge, is we have this new storage area over here that is for the field and for cages 1 through 4. As you can see, we have the sliding mats, we have the balance beam, we have extra tees, we have bases, we have the one mound there, we have extra baseballs, extra softballs. We're eventually going to have Incrediballs there? No, we're not. We don't need Incrediballs there. Is that correct? We don't need Incrediballs out here, do we? We do. You're going to have them? Okay, so we will have Incrediballs. Here's your first edit. And we have the same storage area back down here in the corner. We don't have the punching bags, but we have the extra bases, we have the extra buckets, the extra tees, the ladder, the balance beam. So they're all there. We're just trying to make everything we do more efficient. Less time looking for things, more tools at your disposal to make your lessons better, to make us better. But the thing is, we have to maintain it. We have to return things to their proper places, or else everything gets out of whack and we're running around looking for stuff. So please make sure you stop. Whether it's 25 after or 27 after, if you can get it done, make sure that you return all the equipment to their proper places. Okay, transitioning from sports, whether it's the whole field or half a field. We've been doing a great job up till now. Everybody's been pitching in. It's been awesome, but we're just trying to make everything as formalized as possible. So we're trying to put equipment where it needs to be. As I mentioned in the other video, when we move from baseball to whatever else, soccer or lacrosse, we have to take the baskets, the buckets, the tees off underneath up against the wall neatly, because people are walking down here. We have to roll up the mat, put the mat neatly up against the wall, and we have to pull the turtle, the small Bowflex turtle, back into the corner, okay? Then when we transition back to baseball, again, we have to have the mat down. We can't have hitters hitting in the same spot off the turf. We're gonna wear everything out. Then we have a soccer net on this end, a soccer net on that end. We have 2 lacrosse goals right down there for this side of the divider. We have 2 lacrosse goals almost on that side. 2 more soccer nets down there, and that's where they're gonna stay. Then we have the 2 small bow nets here, the 2 large bow nets for this side. Down the other end, we have the 2 small bow nets, the 2 large bow nets. So everything is kind of strategically placed right now, again, to make transitions happen as quickly as possible. And one other thing on those bow nets, especially the big bow nets, they're very valuable, very useful. We spent a lot of money on those, but the corners are being really damaged. You want to run over there real quick? We have to be careful with how we're handling these. As you can see right here, this is starting to get bent out of whack, and these really aren't that bad compared to some of the other ones. When we transport these, obviously you have to push this in to open that up, but when we transport these have to be in, and that has to be clipped, and we have to pick these up and carry them. We can't drag them. As these continue to get bent, they're no longer going to be useful, they're not going to be effective, they're not going to stand up. So please help us maintain our equipment. I hope you see, based on our new space, we're not afraid to spend money to have this place be top notch. Help us keep our equipment as new as possible by respecting it and doing it every day. Thank you. Hey, one other thing, we see a lot of people struggling to get the bigger L screens out when they're doing it on their own. The easiest way to do it is to pull it away, drop it down like that. As you're pulling that over, you pop it over there, it falls down, and you roll it right out of there. It's pretty easy to do with one person. Also, since we're at it, those big bow nets, the easiest way to get those big bow nets are to, when they're folded up, you kind of stop right about here. You lay them down so that the top of them go here. You lift up, slide them under from both ends without getting those top pieces caught, and they slide right up. Make sure when you put the bow nets against the wall, you get them back up against the wall. You don't want them leaning like this so that they stick out into the walkway. Get them up there nice and straight so people can still walk by there. And thank you again.